What's up, y'all, and welcome into the Jack Vita Show. I'm Jack Vita. We are back for a very exciting episode today. We have a great guest joining us here, and maybe someone else too, by the way. Before I do that, I want to say I'm back in action. Took a month off, had COVID, but we're back. Praise the Lord. And so that's why you haven't seen any podcasts in the feed over the last few weeks. But we are today going to have some great guests on, and we're going to talk about this new show that's coming out called Snake in the Grass. It's on USA Network. And we have a great friend of the podcast who was on with us last year. Now it's been almost a full year. We're bringing her back on. We're going to catch up with her, talk some Survivor, because she's very well known from the show Survivor. She played 3 times, big time fan favorite, married a World Series champion of the 2008 Phillies. Stephenie LaGrossa, formerly known as Stephenie LaGrossa, now the first time on reality TV as Stephenie Kendrick. Welcome to the show.
That's right, Jack. You're looking good. Thank you for having me. I'm glad you're well and feeling better. I know the COVID was a butt kicker.
Yeah. Now, Steph, I remember last year you said you had some friends from the Survivor Circle you might be able to bring on this podcast. Is that still something that we might be able to do at some point?
You know what? I have this one friend who was on Survivor like 4 times, who's like a major strategist, like has the best giggle you ever heard. Kind of like once she just starts giggling, you can't help yourself but just start laughing. And I happen to maybe have just been on another show with her recently that's about to air, and I think I would like for her to come on today.
Oh my gosh, you want to have her on right now?
Right now.
Okay, yeah. Let's do it.
Hey!
Cirie Fields, the 4-time Survivor player. She's here. Cirie, it's
Hello.
So great to meet you.
Likewise, Jack. To you, pretty lady.
And it's so great to have you both on, 2 of the biggest fan favorites in Survivor history. It feels like the Avengers. We're bringing these heroes all together.
We actually were heroes, now that you mentioned that, Jack, on Survivor.
So Stephenie had to relocate. She had some phone problems, but we're back. Good thing this is not a live show. But I must say, first of all, it's been 13 years since we saw you guys on reality TV last together. Now, we did see Cirie a few years ago. It feels like it's been longer than that. But
Me too.
I want to say, neither of you look like you've aged a day. You both look great. And I'm excited for the comeback.
Oh, thank you, Jack. You just got cuter in my eyes. No, just kidding.
I'm excited to be back. We're excited to be back, right, Cirie?
I absolutely am ecstatic about being back and having a friendly, familiar face to be back with. That always helps.
Yes.
So you guys were on the Heroes Tribe together, and I was curious, do you feel like you were on the right tribe? Did you feel like Heroes were the right place for both of you?
I mean, I feel like it was for me.
I agree with you. For you, for me,
no, I was a little sneaky at times.
I feel like I'm 50-50. I'm 55-45. Is that right? Yeah, 55-45. 55 hero, 45.
Okay. No, I feel like you're a hero. Like
really?
A hero, yeah.
Oh, I think you.
Yeah.
See why she's a hero?
The problem is that season, I didn't really like the idea of trying to ultimately define someone by a label of like, oh, this person's a hero or this person's a villain. It's like Coach didn't really play a villainous game. He just wasn't very well liked. So, and then like Cirie, like, you know, maybe you're a little sneaky, but everyone loves you kind of thing.
Right.
Like that's how you end up on the hero tribe.
Right. No, I agree with that. Like, if you look at all of the players and where they were placed, a lot of us could cross.
Yeah.
Right? We could go on either side. So,
a good combo. Oh, heroes versus villains. That's the first time they did anything like that, right?
The good versus the evil.
Right? Started blood versus water.
Right.
You know, then it stopped being about the place and it started being like a theme.
Right.
Well, they did go back to Palau for Cirie's season. Fans versus favorites.
Call it fans versus
favorites. Micronesia, right? Fans versus favorites. Yeah.
Yep.
Why weren't you on Fans versus Favorites, Steph?
Actually, I think they called me. I think I was pregnant.
Oh, that's right. That's what you told me.
I was pregnant.
No, this was before Heroes versus Villains.
That's right.
Yeah,
this
was
season
season 16. Yeah.
What year was it?
That was 2007.
Was it 07? They filmed it.
7 maybe.
And then it aired in 08.
On in 04 and 05. I did 2 in like 05. They filmed the same year. They were back to back. So I don't know.
Wait, what was your season? What was your 05 season?
05 was Guatemala. 04 was Palau, and then 09 was Heroes Villains. 07, I had a lot going on in my life. That was a regrouping year. Maybe that's why I didn't go on.
Well, I missed you. We could have done some things.
Cirie, so that season was really interesting because the rumor was, the first season they did of All Stars was season 8, and this was season 16. So this was supposed to be the next All Star season. And the rumor was that it was supposed to be All Stars 2, basically, what Heroes versus Villains ended up being. But instead, they ended up just only taking 10 returnees and then 10 new people. So do you remember any of that process before the game started for the second time you went out there? Because I would think if they're trying to run All Stars 2, they would ask Stephenie, they'd ask Tom, they'd ask a lot of other people. And then they may have went to another theme for the season. Steph, you may have just said no if they called you then.
No, I don't think they called me. They called me a bunch after Heroes Villains, and I was always either pregnant or just had a baby, or Kyle was playing and we both couldn't be away, kind of thing.
I don't remember it, actually. I just remember that it was a abbreviated process from the first time. Other than that, I don't know, I just show up, Jack.
So you've played on 3 returnee seasons. Were any of on any of those seasons were people calling you up trying to find out, like other players trying to find out if you were going to be out there?
They never call me, Jack. They never call me. And,
wow.
I'm a rule follower. I probably wouldn't take their calls anyway. But no one ever calls me. No one ever tries to pregame with me nothing like that. I don't really do a lot of research. When I show up and see who's there,
right,
it's on and popping from there.
Yeah.
Steph, was anyone calling you up before Heroes Villains?
No. And that's why I think I went so early, because I wasn't with the in crowd. You know what I mean? I had been out of reality for a little while, and they all kind of were together, and I was an idiot and didn't go with Cirie. Didn't get guys to go with Cirie. Well, because I thought you were with them. So, it's hard because she had been on a couple seasons with them. So, obviously hindsight is 2020. Here I get booted, and then here comes Cirie right after.
Right behind her. And then her buddy right behind me.
Didn't have the numbers. Oh, that was the worst.
It was.
So
that was
Cirie,
my worst Survivor experience in terms of not really get your teeth into the game and play and make any moves, and then the year-long vacation.
That was great and all, but really, we were there to play the game. We weren't
right. Exactly. Never want the vacation, Jack.
No.
So Cirie, where were you in all of this? Why didn't you guys end up working together?
I tried. I begged, I pleaded, but Stephenie had an alliance with Tom and Kobe.
Kobe.
Is it Cody or Kobe?
Colby.
It's Kobe. Really?
Yeah.
They didn't want to mess with me. So even though Stephenie and I were kind of cool, I was trying to convince her to talk them into bringing me in with them.
But they're she's with them, and that was the Amanda and the Rupert and then the James and that whole crew, and they hated me. Mm-hmm. So we couldn't even. I was I want to, but they think you're with them, and I can't get them, and I'm well, we don't have the numbers.
Right.
Else.
JT.
He was with them.
And Cirie, you were with Candace, right?
I was trying to keep Candace. I wasn't really with anybody. That was a problem. I was trying to be with everybody or somebody. And Candace kind of was like the same. So I figure, okay, let's at least we have two people to offer. Right. Let's try that. Maybe if it's not just me, two, the numbers that count is what counts. So maybe the two of us, they'll take us, and still was nothing.
Right.
So Steph, Cirie and Candace wanted to come along with you and the two guys, and that would have been 5 after you got Sugar out. Why didn't that happen?
I really just think the guys weren't buying it. And
what was their alternative plan? What they think would happen instead?
They had none. Get voted out behind me and her. That's what happened.
Colby stuck in for a little while, right?
That's true.
I think Tom thought he was in with somebody over there. Who do you think he was in
JT?
with? No, JT was in with us.
And then he flipped.
We thought.
Yeah, because JT was in with everybody. He was in with us. He was in with you guys.
Right.
We should have voted out JT. That's what we should have done, but
now, we don't have to go to tribal council. We don't have to worry about it. But I went home second. That's all I know, and dislocated my shoulder. So it was the worst season for me ever.
Oh, but we got to spend a lot of time together. I learned a lot of things about Stephenie. Jack, ask her to show you some of her dance.
You don't even know. I'm a phenomenal dancer. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. Like you're incredible.
Mind blown. Yeah, she's right.
You mentioned the shoulder injury. So I was watching Heroes versus Villains, just the first 2 episodes. I watched Stephenie get booed, and I'm like, I'm done with this. Screw this. I'm not watching this anymore. But what's really interesting is I saw this on Twitter recently. Dalton Ross, this is a few years ago, he had some unaired footage from Heroes versus Villains that he posted onto Twitter. And he's got the uncut footage of Stephenie getting her shoulder popped back into place.
Oh, really?
Really?
And what's so interesting about it is on the show, they run the challenge and they showed you guys losing the point. You guys won the point. Stephenie scored the point despite hurting her shoulder. And then she gets up and they pop the shoulder back into place. So you guys had to have run that challenge at least a couple, or you guys must have had a couple of heats that you ran, and they showed the injury and then they put that in with the one you guys lost.
Right. That happens a lot.
I can't even remember. But we did win a couple points. Like, we weren't terrible.
Wait. We're never terrible, Stephenie.
No, right.
That's straight right now. No. It's the power of the edit. They do that.
Yeah. Is great, right?
But I like to see it. I wonder if it's still on there.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Love Dalton Ross, by the way. We love Dalton.
I know. Dalton is my guy.
I know.
No, for real. He's my guy, Jack.
I haven't met him. I'm sure he's a great guy.
Oh no, Dalton is amazing. Dalton, I remember talking to Dalton the first time in Panama when I went, played Survivor the first time. And I was just like a fish out of water. And Dalton kept laughing and say, and I'm like, why is he laughing? I found out later why he was laughing. I had no idea what I was in for. And I'm a fan. Like, I'm a loyal day one, 2001 Richard Hatch type fan. Messed it all up. When you pick your wardrobe, you have to pick your wardrobe, right? And you have to submit it and they approve it or not. Sent my wardrobe and I'm all excited, waiting for the call back, like if it's approved or not. They're like, oh yeah, we got it. It's hilarious. I'm like, hilarious? Why is my wardrobe hilarious? But I'm just in it and excited to go. So when I get there and realize why my wardrobe was hilarious, I literally packed and shopped for a cruise, Jack. I wore ankle socks. I wore capri pants. My pants didn't even touch my ankles. The second I hit the beach in Panama, I had a mosquito bite anklet on both legs. Okay? That's why it was hilarious. But I'm learning. I'm
They
growing.
printed us in our press outfits. I was in high heels and a lace top and thongs and jeans and a bra. Like that's what I got left in.
For
Jeans.
Palau,
That's
right?
what- you know what wet jeans shorts are like?
It's terrible. Oh,
For 30, how many times? 30 days I lasted. 30 days.
sheesh. Wow.
Talk
And then
about
you have some people like Jerry Manthe and Heroes versus Villains.
Yeah.
Go back and look, Jack. She had a parka, a scarf, a blanket. We called her Blanket because she was blanketed in so much
Yeah.
stuff.
what the- we had nothing. We had nothing, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh,
We had each other.
Why did the Heroes Tribe? Why did the Heroes Tribe struggle so much? Like it felt like I was watching Oolong again, Steph.
yeah.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because we had too many chiefs. Nobody wanted to be an Indian. Nobody. Everybody wanted to be the star, the big
Yep.
guy, the
Yep.
head honcho.
And they got
That's
rid of us early. That's why.
Yeah,
They got rid of us early.
yeah. It's what she said.
Boston Rob says at the very beginning of the season, he says, "I don't want to be on that tribe with all the egos over there."
Yeah.
Absolutely right. He was spot on.
He really
spot
was.
on. I mean, they had some over there too. I mean, him. I mean, don't call the kettle black, but they had a lot of egos. They had Russell, Parvati, Boston Rob. Really?
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Coach.
exactly. The Dragon Slate. Stop it. Stop it. I think we were evenly matched with egos.
But they seem like they gelled better than you guys did.
Because they're villains, Jack. No. Exactly. They went in immediately.
Yeah.
No, I think they did gel better. I think our mix was too diverse, right? They had me, then they had Tom, Captain America, then they had Rupert, America's favorite, then they had Cole. It was too many.
Right. Then they had JT,
you know what I mean?
young, right? Like,
huh?
Then they had JT, who's like really young, and Amanda. So,
yeah.
Like,
I forgot about JT, but yeah, they had JT.
I mean, after I got kicked off, I didn't watch. So,
really? I have to watch. I mean, you didn't watch it.
Years later, I watched.
Oh.
I mean, I watched it when it first came out, and then I put it out of my mind. I do that. Like, if I don't like things, I'm like, nope, I'm just not going to think about that. But then over COVID, my kids wanted to watch all the Survivors, so we watched all 3.
Oh wow!
Gosh, that was like a refresher, man.
Yeah.
Was that
you
brutal?
You were my hero in Palau, especially when you outlasted your whole. You were like the sole survivor. That was like amazing. I was like, yes.
But then that goes back to saying what you said. Like, I was here in Palau, but then I was like a villain in Guatemala because I was like lying to people and I was cutting people's throats. Like, they take me on a reward. I'm like, yeah, you're safe. And then the next day, but it really wasn't me doing it. But it looked like it was me. But it was like I was aligned with.
Wow. See, I don't even remember that. I see you as like this. Oh, Stephenie the Angel.
I try. I mean, I don't like confrontation, so that is why I try to like, usually take the high road. But you know, if I
we'll talk about this later. I don't know about that not liking confrontation, Jack.
I don't. No,
okay.
but
pretty good at it.
That's the thing. If I back me in the corner and I start to see red a little bit,
okay.
All right, I got a fun question for you guys on Heroes versus Villains. So things didn't go well on the Heroes tribe. If I had given you the option at the starting mat, I'll start with you, Steph. You can switch places with Parvati and be on the Villains tribe. Parvati's on the Heroes tribe. Would you have rather been in that situation with the people you knew? Did you have more friends on that side, or were you screwed either way?
No, I felt more comfortable the side I was on because of Colby, Tom, and Cirie, really, even though I didn't know Cirie that well. The only person over there really that I kind of almost knew was Rob. So no, but it still wasn't enough. I felt like there was like less old school players than there was new school. And I felt like the newer players all teamed up together. I felt like I was on the outs because I was older. I was on long ago. And Rupert wanted nothing to do with me. I don't know why. Like, he wanted nothing to do with me the whole time.
Like Tom with me.
Right.
Same.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Tom seemed like he just could
No,
not trust Cirie at all.
If I could have. How about you?
But he had no reason. Like, he had no basis to form that besides of, the people he talked to outside of the game. I never played with Tom, and I never did anything in the game against Tom, so to speak. I was trying to align with Tom. So never judge a book by its cover, because you'll get voted out right behind them. No,
right. Well, I know, but I don't know what his deal was, because I love Tom, but I really think he thinks you were in with all them and they were out to get us. And you weren't going to.
How? And I'm begging to be a part of you guys.
It doesn't even matter, because we still didn't have the number, so that makes no sense to not try to bring you in,
No, I think he was manipulated by JT. I think JT had, obviously, Tom and the stranglehold on the heroes at that time until he played himself. So I think the outside influence plus JT was the reason that Tom couldn't see clear to do the right thing and align with me.
Right.
Well, I think for most people, they would just look at you, Cirie, and say, "Oh, well, you played with James and Amanda, so you would be in with those guys."
I just assumed.
Yeah, but James and Amanda. So it was James, Amanda, and Rupert, right? With me, that's not enough.
Right.
To have majority. And Rupert was kind of like me and Rupert are cool, but he wasn't really talking a lot of game with me. James and Amanda were under the control of JT again. So JT was kind of flip-flopping, and he was the head each time. So I'm just trying to figure out where I would fit in best.
Right.
So Stephenie, Kobe, and Tom looked best for me, even with JT, because James and Amanda, I felt we just played together, right? So, and they already have, especially Amanda. I felt like Amanda might think I had hard feelings. So I didn't really trust Amanda 100% for me to put all my eggs in that basket. And Stephenie, I just liked Stephenie. I thought Stephenie was cool. I thought we could do some things. I didn't hold it against her that she was in with Tom and Kobe. No, I just think
I bring it to them, though. I mean, I brought it.
You did. You kept telling me, like, no, the guys, they just don't, like, bunk them.
So what I'm gathering here is JT ruined it for everybody.
Everybody, including himself. But he did himself up real nice with that letter he sent to me. Thank you, JT. You saved the season for me with that.
Okay. Karma.
Cirie, was Rupert jealous of Stephenie? Because she's a fan favorite. And Rupert wants to be the fan favorite. He always plays for that fan favorite prize.
But that speaks to what we said in the beginning. Like, there's too many big name egos, and they didn't want to work together. They wanted to still maintain that status. Like, I'm the number one fan favorite. Because there was no reason for him and Stephenie to have anything that I saw.
And I tried to talk to him. I tried to be nice to him. And when the cameras were rolling, Rupert was fabulous. But when the cameras were off, he was like so mean. And I'm like, what's wrong with it? I was like, he doesn't like me. Like, why doesn't he like me? I'm not gonna say anything, but people have said that.
I don't know. Sometimes, personalities just don't mesh well, and we just got the bad side of the personalities non-meshing. I think we might have fared better if we were on the villain side. But if you asked me at the start, I would have probably stayed with the tribe I was on.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say you're on the other side. Let's say you and Sandra swap spots. So you're on the villain's tribe.
Well, see, I know a few of them over there would have been gunning for me. For no reason. I never played with them either, but I know a few of those names over there would have been like, no, she got to go. So I actually, even with Tom and JT and Kobe over there, I still would have felt better sticking on my side. With Sandra swapping, they might have been smart enough to vote Sandra out first. If it was her instead of me, maybe. I don't know, but Sandra is savvy, so it's no telling.
Yeah.
Well, you guys went on that season together. and you guys both entered the Survivor universe around the same time, because Stephenie played seasons 10 and 11, and then Cirie, you were on season 12.
Oh, right.
So when was the first time you guys met each other? Because you should go back a long ways.
Not until Heroes versus Villains.
Really?
Yeah. That's when I first I laid eyes on her during her season, obviously, but
and
in person to have a conversation, Heroes versus Villains on the beach.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys were
in Fiji for a solid like 20 something together.
That's when I saw her fantastic dance moves. Oh, Jack, we got to show them. Okay.
Oh, that's so great.
Those must be the ones I taught you.
I learned a lot from Cirie in those 20 something days. Okay?
How was Ponderosa together?
Well, you're only there a couple days.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and vacation, like the pre-jury trip, Ponderosa, all that.
Trying to think.
I mean, I heard a couple of people, didn't a couple people get sent home?
Yeah, remember? Somebody was like acting out and throwing a fit. We heard about it. Wait a minute, was
Wasn't it
Randy
Randy?
with us? Was Randy with us?
Well, Randy was. So you get kicked off. You get a fake name. You have a chaperone. You go in a group of like five. The first 5.
Wait, you get a fake name?
Yeah. Didn't you have a? Yeah. I was like Jesse Freshett.
Wait a minute. So Bronco? Did we decide he was Bronco? Or was that his alias?
We actually had alias names. Then we made up our own names. Like you were Buffalo.
Yeah.
I was Juicy.
Exactly. Oh, you remember that?
I
Wow.
I like don't remember the show, but I remember.
Wow. Bronco, Bubbles, and Juicy. In Fiji, Jack. Okay.
Yeah, in Fiji, and we're like
for you.
We moved hotels or like resorts like every 3-4 days. So like people like crazy, like Survivor trying to spoiler people, trying to follow us.
Right.
I think he went off the deep end and started telling people like who we really were and like, and they're like, you can't do that. Like, you're not gonna get your money. Like, what are you doing? You know,
Bronco likes the notoriety. Bronco is Randy, by the way.
And Randy and Tom got a huge fight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got into it. They bumped heads.
Oh, I remember because he called Tom Terry Tom.
Bad word. I'm not gonna say it. And you go. You're not hanging out with us. So that was me, Cirie, and Tom. Like this is like an eclectic looking crew. They're like, what are you guys doing here? You don't even
know. Together.
Like, oh. You don't want to know who we are. Oh gosh. You can't say, we just got voted off Survivor.
No, we had a lot of fun though, right? We had, I mean, it was just too long, Jack. Imagine going on the most beautiful vacation resort across the world somewhere for 30 days with 2 people you met on the bus. That's kind of how it was.
Yeah.
You might get along with them, like I like her, but I don't want to spend 30 days with her on the island. You know what I mean? As a vacation, like we can only play so many games.
Oh, do you remember that? And then I like had this weirdo thing, like I didn't want to sleep alone, so I like made her sleep next to me one night at my cabin. I'm like next to me.
Yeah, and I obliged.
I was like, great, please, I can't sleep.
Wasn't there?
20? I was in my 20s. Like I was
I was in my 30s. I'm in my 50s now. That's crazy.
I'm in my 40s now. It's like
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Wow.
Wasn't there some story where Randy was trying to get sent home and you guys went to a golf course and he just like started hitting golf balls into the ocean or something like that?
No.
I wasn't.
That is not true. We did go to a golf course because the Pearl, where we ended up the last place, it's like this premier golf spot where Tiger Woods goes and everything, but they wouldn't dare let us touch a golf cart or a golf club. They looked at us like, no, y'all stay with the games over here. Exactly. Have a couple drinks. Don't go anywhere. So no, that's not true.
Okay, so Randy made that up then.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bronco. I just ruined your story. He did some other things that I ain't gonna say though.
All right. That's fine. We won't go there. I just heard that on Johnny Fairplay's podcast a few years ago. It was with Randy.
And Randy said that?
Randy said that. He said that he got up to
character.
He was trying to get sent home, so he just you guys went up to a hole and he started hitting balls out into the ocean.
Maybe he did. Maybe we just weren't there.
Oh.
Again, it could have happened if we weren't with him, but
we were having a dance party in the bar with the games.
Yeah. They were on to Randy. I don't see them letting him hold a golf club.
No.
He had pretty much showed out a lot prior to that.
And that was like vacation. I think they threw him out after that. They're like, he's got to go home. He did go home early.
Yeah.
He did, and I know why he did, but I ain't gonna say it here. We're gonna keep it PG. Plus, I love Bronco. That's my guy.
Bronco. That's hilarious. So also going back, you guys didn't meet until Heroes versus Villains. But you were on around the same time. It seemed like Cirie, I'm finding out a little more this time as we're talking that maybe you weren't as much in with that other newer school group as it seemed. Because it seemed like, again, to people watching the show, they kind of made it look like that. But you were on a more recent season. You were on 16 and then you were on 20. Steph, did you stop watching Survivor after Guatemala? Were you still watching all the way through from Guatemala to Heroes versus Villains?
Hit or miss. I was not watching religiously, to be honest, because I got so busy with life and then getting married and being a mom. Honestly, I didn't. Can't even lie.
And Cirie, were you pretty active in going to Survivor events, talking to people, and watching the show after you went on?
The first time I went to a lot of events. After that, I continued to watch, but I didn't attend a lot of events. I kind of, the shock of everything and, being out there with all the survivors. I'm being a big fan, so it was a big thing for me. But after that first experience for season 12, that was it for me. I was good. I still go to a thing here or there. I mess with Bryce and Wendell a little bit. They do these watchings or viewings. I went to I think maybe 2 of them this year, 2 of them last year.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I'm pretty much. I'm like Stephenie. I'm busy. I don't have little kids, but I work a lot.
You do.
And I'm married, and I'm a homebody. So yeah, I don't do much.
We've got 7 Survivor seasons between the 2 of you.
Wow.
Start with you, Cirie. Favorite season that you were a part of?
I'm gonna have to say Panama, season 12, because everything was new and organic, and I was just out of my element with these crazy people that I end up really loving, and it was just a whole experience. Because I thought, even as a fan, I thought it had to be some production to it. When I mean production, I mean I wholeheartedly believed that they would maybe have us in a what looked like an island environment. And then we would go maybe to a hotel at night, and then we go back just for for the viewers to make it look real. I didn't realize how real it was going to be. So I think just the awe of living out there, it has to be season 12 for me.
Steph, your favorite season was Palau, your first season, right?
Definitely Palau. I mean, same thing though. I watched it all through college, high school and college, and loved it. So that's why I ended up applying. I was a huge fan of the show. And when I got out there, the shock of what it really is like, and really the starvation and all that. And then the people that you're really keen on with every day that you become so, and just the challenge set up and the production of it all. You're like, wow, this is crazy. And West Cam, the helicopter.
Yeah.
And Jeff and
it
was beautiful. Palau was just the most beautiful location.
Yeah.
And I say that because to go back to back and then go to Guatemala where it was in the jungle.
I heard it was terrible. Yeah.
It was literally the poor cameraman. I mean, it was awful for everybody.
Oh.
Yeah, Cirie, they couldn't go in the water. They had to for 20 days, they weren't allowed to go in the water because they had alligators.
And Jeff comes flying in on the helicopter and is like, stop, sit down. We like all had to sit on this beach. He's like, do not go in. Like, there are crocodiles that will like come, and there are dead people in this. Like, they kill them.
Oh, great. Okay.
Like, under, swallow you whole. Like, we're not joking. And we're like, yeah, all right, whatever. Like, they wouldn't have put us here. So we're like jumping in just real quick off the little dock instead of he was like, they were mad. They're like, listen, we're not going to tell you again. Do not go in that water. Remember, we won the pool, the cage.
All right.
Caged pool. We didn't win it. The other team did. Of course. I mean, I'm always like on the freaking losing side of things. I'm due for a but we swapped beaches, I guess, so I got to use it one time.
I would have been okay with the no water thing. You know, me and water don't really get along like that. So I'd have been all right.
But it's odd. It was like, I mean, you had to wear clothes just to try to stay cool, you know? So, that was brutal. Well, that was just, you know, you go in the water.
Like Fiji.
Clothes. Yeah.
Like Fiji. Fiji is the best location, Jack. Do you hear me?
So you like Fiji more than, because I mean, Micronesia was in Palau.
Nah, Fiji. I didn't get one bug bite in Fiji.
Yeah, Fiji was gorgeous. I mean, we were there.
Everything is beautiful in Fiji. Not, you know, that Palau was beautiful. We had a cave, but Fiji, that's why they end up staying there. It's like top of the line.
Samoa was beautiful too, because that's
it was cold though. Samoa is cold. Do you remember
it rained a lot, right?
Being cold.
Yeah.
Did it rain a lot in Samoa? I mean, we weren't there.
We're there. Well, then we went to Fiji.
Right. So I don't know. I just remember Samoa being extremely cold at night.
Yeah.
And James and Rupert kept being wet and coming in and disturbing everybody. but he was managing the fire. So you can't be mad at him. Yeah, you could.
I tried not much because already he didn't like me, and then James didn't like me either after the one challenge I chimed in. So I'm like, I can't win either way. So I'm just gonna shut up.
What happened with you and James? Like something went left. It was some nonsense too.
Like, will you just shut up? Will you stop talking? Everybody's mad.
Oh, right.
During a challenge, I was like, guys, we gotta hurry up or something. It was like a member.
Yeah.
Cirie, do you know why James was acting that way on that season? Because he seemed different from the, like, was he at all like that on Micronesia?
James was so mild on Micronesia. He was like a puppy, like a kitten.
I know.
I mean, like a big, like a tiger. But a gentle one. So I don't really know. Maybe he was going through some stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know. And he was cold a lot.
He was in with Rupert. They're lucky my feelings don't get hurt easily, okay?
I don't know. They weren't in, him, Rupert, and Amanda.
Yeah. And
Amanda
Amanda
and JT, sort of.
Talk to me at all.
Really? It was the same. We experienced the same thing from opposite camps.
Yeah.
Her camp was like that towards me, and I guess I really didn't have a camp. That's why I tried to latch on to Candace.
And we just assumed you did, which was stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Candace, she was like really trying to be, addict and kind of talk to everybody. And she I
should have let them vote her out. They wanted to vote out Candace. That's how I got voted out. They wanted to vote out Candace, and I tried to talk them into not voting out Candace. And I guess that's what I always do per JT. And you know what's worse, Jack? Let me tell y'all something. I'm like a little kid. I throw temper tantrums. Y'all don't see it a lot because I try to keep that hidden. But I threw myself a little temper tantrum on Heroes versus Villains because JT came to me, right hand, said to me, I'm telling Tom to play his idol. So I knew Tom was going to play the idol, but I was so infuriated. I don't even know what my little tantrum was about. You know what my tantrum was about? I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. They told it there was lockdown. We was leaving. It was lockdown. JT and Tom and Kobe were at the back of the line talking, right? So I'm looking like, I thought y'all said it's lockdown. We ain't talking, but okay. 2 seconds after they were talking, they were like, okay, y'all can talk again. Now I'm pissed off because I know the plans have changed. I know it was changed during lockdown. So Candace comes to me and says, tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. All I had to do was tell Candace to vote Kobe because we were voting Tom, me, Candace, and I forgot the group. We had already discussed the plan.
Right.
all I had to say is, don't vote Tom, vote Kobe. But I was so indignant. She kept saying, tell me what to do. And I was just like, they said, don't talk. I literally, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
We get there, Tom plays his idol. I'm like, okay, whatever. I did not have to go. But that just taught me, like, stop getting in your feelings. Like, how you say luckily your feelings aren't hurt easily. I'm a Cancer. So I got this tough exterior, but I'm like, you know what I mean? So I learned to, like, not get in your feelings, and moving forward in other games, I had to try to, like, take the feelings out of it, because that's what always hinders me. Like, I fall in love. I'm never going to turn on this person. Like, it's a game. You have to.
Right. And it's hard.
Yeah.
The Heroes versus Villains reunion show was one for the ages. I mean, that just seemed crazy. Like, with JT's letter, and he tries to throw it in the fire, and everyone's like jumping around, and Jeff is trying so hard to keep everyone under control. What do you guys remember about that night?
I don't even remember. You know what I remember? Us going to.
I'll say blacked out.
I remember us being in the city and going to
a club afterwards.
We went to the club, but then we went to the Madame Tussauds. You don't remember going there? You don't remember? I got the picture, and we are standing outside.
Yeah, we walked in.
No, we went in. I took pictures with
my brothers. My two oldest brothers went up to James, though. I was like, oh, what do you got with my sister? And I'm like, oh, he apologized, like, in the green room.
And Stephenie's Italian, so I would have been very scared. I can say that because I'm Italian, too.
Like,
wow.
I remember that.
I don't know about none of that. I was just like,
And James was
the city.
Quiet, like, guy that I loved watching on TV.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with y'all.
I think Survivor brings out, you're starving, you're uncomfortable, everything's at an all-time high.
Right.
Plain, and no one can understand it except if you were put in that situation.
Right.
A lot of these shows, I would gather, just cannot explain it unless you're really just truly put in that situation. And who knows what?
Saying that, James's environment was different than Micronesia. We were cozy in your cave. We were comfy. We were never wet. We would remember James was cold and wet a lot.
Cold constantly.
They gave him a wife beater. That's all he had.
About his socks and his jeans and all that. Yeah.
So that could explain it.
Right.
He seemed like he was over reality TV.
Well, they haven't seen him since, so
yeah.
Well, that's what pisses me off, because I'm like, really, I'm going to go second, and then here we go again. It's like another Janu situation. Like, he's got
here.
You're going to get rid of me?
Yeah. Well, thank Tom and Kobe for that. Okay.
Yeah, really.
And JT.
We should, because I know we needed you, and we needed Candace. You're right.
So let me jog your memory a bit. Stephenie had 2 all-time great moments at the reunion show. The first one is, if you watch this again, just if you want to skip ahead just to this part when everyone comes in at the reunion show, they bring out the jury and the jury's there, and then all the pre-merge people, you guys all run out. So they're all going to, like, the right of the stage, and Stephenie by herself goes out onto the left of the stage and gets in Jeff Probst's shot and, like, photo bombs him and waves her arms like this, and it's amazing.
To my family, right? And like,
yeah.
I don't remember. That's perfect. I don't remember that, though.
Okay, are you guys watching it? I don't see anything.
No, I'm just listening to his.
Oh no, I remember it. No, because Cirie, you went to the right spot with everybody else, and you were talking and mingling and all that. Not me. I'm over here waving my family.
That sounds about right.
Was that intentional, Steph?
No, but sometimes I, do some things.
So they probably told you all like, "Hey, you got to go to the right," and Steph's
They
just not paying
definitely told
attention,
us.
and she's just like, whatever. I'll just go make my own entrance."
I like get the. Meanwhile, he's live, right? So he's trying
Right.
to feel. Oh gosh,
Unbelievable. Now I got to go back and look at that. That's crazy.
And then Steph, of course, plugged the filet mignon pizza.
Now that he hated
What?
that. Well, I was so mad that I got voted off second. I owned a restaurant in Philadelphia at the time, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to plug my restaurant. And he said something. What did he say? Like, is there anything you want to say? And I was like, go to Gigi Restaurant Lounge, get the flame.
Oh, I think I remember that.
He
Yeah.
was like, is there anything else you want to plug before? And he
I do remember that.
Yeah, he was so mad.
Okay.
I'm like, these jerks got rid of me early. That's it.
Mm.
Want to say?
That's okay, Stephenie. Next time.
We got to talk some Snake here, and we will in a second. But Steph, can you do your Rupert impression? You did it last time, and it was so funny.
Oh, shit.
Can you try to say like what would Rupert say if he came up to the campfire? If someone tried to do something with a fire and he wasn't happy about it?
Don't touch the fire.
I forget. How did I do it? I know I'm good at impressions sometimes.
You did like his laugh. You did his laugh at least.
Well, like, is that it? No.
No, that wasn't it.
Oh, Stephenie,
I put her on the spot.
From your other.
What was that?
Sorry. I'm back.
Okay, you're back. Yeah. All right. Sorry, I put you on the spot there. Too much pressure.
What?
Wait, you say you're good with impressions? Impressions, you said?
Yeah. Can you do some impressions? Who? Can you Cirie?
You are stupid.
That was hilarious.
That was good.
No, like certain people, if I hear them talk for a long time, I can like start really talking just like them. Like,
can you do me?
No,
not yet. You'll be able to do me at some point.
You have a proper broadcasty type. I'm trying
to do Rachel.
Like in the moment, though.
Can you do Rachel?
Oh God. Wait. So am I? I love these pants. That's so fun.
That's good. I love you, Rach. That is good.
That was amazing. That was so good. How about Janelle?
By the way, I love Rachel. Like
me too. Me too. Rachel is like a
first. I kind of like. I was looking at Cirie. I was kind of like. She's serious, right? Like, but
yeah,
I couldn't. She's just one of a kind.
She is. She's like a pack of fireworks.
Yes,
that are lit and just explode periodically.
Yes, and she's smart, but you weren't thinking. Then she says things, and you're like,
she's smart. There's a whip. Yeah,
she is smart. But oh gosh,
and annoyingly precise in asking her questions. Rachel's going to ask. She should be here with you, Jack.
She's coming on next week.
Taking the rest. We didn't even get through instructions. And she was like, question. Everyone's like, can we just get through the whole what the show is? Like,
her questions were good, though. They needed to be asked. Yeah.
That was a good one to ask.
Mm-hmm. Like, thanks, Ray.
And Janelle's kind of like us. Like, she's kind of like.
She is. Janelle, like, really? Really?
Oh, God.
Okay, let me go over here and look at myself.
Right.
Not in a bad way.
We were cracking up because we were like on Survivor. They were on Big Brother. So they
exactly.
House they had, and I mean, and we had more luxuries obviously on Snake than you have on Survivor, and like they
like
were
what?
Still,
go ahead, tell us.
There was like bug spray and stuff, and Rachel was breastfeeding at the time. She might probably tell you, and so she didn't want to spray because of chemicals or whatever. Me and Cirie were like, just spray the bug spray. Like you're gonna have more harm than good. Trust me, you're gonna want to spray that bug spray. And I think she regretted
it. Oh my gosh. So the show is called Snake in the Grass. It's been on for a couple weeks. And these two lovely ladies, Stephenie and Cirie, are going to be on it on August 29th. It's a Monday. Set your DVRs. It's on at 11 p.m. Eastern time. So if that's a little late for you on the East Coast, set your DVR, watch it the next day. Cirie, I'm actually talking with Rachel and Janelle together next week.
Oh. That's exciting. Tell them I said hey. Never mind, I'll tell them.
So,
both dearly, I really do.
I have not talked to them before, so I'm in for a treat.
Oh, you are absolutely in. This take us and amp it up like 10,000 megahertz. That's Rachel. Right. And then
I was just like cool, like but she's got a personality too.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Did you guys watch any of the times Rachel was on The Amazing Race?
I watched everything Rachel.
No. Oh, you have?
I watched when she became Brenchel with her husband. I watched Amazing Race. I watched Fear Factor. I've always loved Rachel. I call her Brenchel. I don't even call her Rachel when I see her. I call her Brenchel.
She knew right away. She was like telling me everything. I'm like, who are these girls? Because I don't watch reality TV.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So Steph,
afterwards I went back and I watched some things. I watched mostly The Big Brother and I was like, oh my gosh, there's that laugh. Oh, she's
That's Rachel.
Who wants to see my room? I'm like,
Wow, you sounded just like her.
This is so good. This is spot on.
I was like, that is Rachel. That is.
So going into this, obviously, I guess here's a good question I'd like to know. I'm sure the listeners would too. Clearly, you guys are pretty good friends. How close are you?
Like I wouldn't beat her up if I saw her in an alleyway or something.
Would you beat me up, Cirie?
Jack, it depends. No, I would never.
Like I send Christmas cards every year. Yeah. I saw her. I don't go to many events anymore. If I saw her at an event, I'd hang with her and we'd have talk and hang out. Like I wouldn't like call her really up on the phone or anything.
If something was going down or there was some Survivor news, I might text her and be like, "Hey, did you hear about so and so? What's going on? How's everything? How many kids you got now?" Like that.
We know of each other, like you know,
media.
We have each other's phone numbers, but we didn't like talk all the time or anything.
Right. I think before Snake, when Snake happened, I think I might not have talked to you in a year.
Probably more.
If not more than that, exactly.
Well, after I got home from Snake, I mean, I'll never forget that next morning. Like I could not, and Cirie, like we called each other and we just like talked about like, oh my gosh, it's so crazy because you can't talk to anybody.
Right.
Nobody gets it except for you.
Exactly.
And by the way, we went into Snake. They told us it was a scavenger hunt. Like I don't know what they told you, but they're like, you're gonna go on some scavenger hunt type show.
I thought it was going to be like The Amazing Race.
That's what they're like, you know, that's the only reason I agreed because I was like, I can't be gone really 40 days like Survivor anymore. And okay, so I'm gonna be on a 7 to 10. This is doable and it's gonna be like adventurous. Yeah. And then we don't even know what the game is until like he comes out and tells us, you know?
Like you hit the beach. That's when you see, they've shown episodes. That's literally when you find out who's there and what you're going to be doing.
Speaking of, I got to watch last night's tonight with my kids. It's on.
No, you don't. It's the same one as Earl and them again.
Oh, they aired the same one twice?
I stayed up to 11 on the East Coast, okay? And it was Earl, huh?
And you thought, because you thought it was going to be different.
I thought it was going to be different, but it was Earl and them again.
Hey, I haven't seen it, so I can watch it.
Oh, so you have to watch
you can definitely watch it.
Yeah.
Ours is more exciting, but.
Right, ours is out.
But you guys did not know that you were going to be on this together.
No. But I'm going to give you a spoiler. That they didn't know about either. Nobody knows this. This is for you only, Jack. So I'm standing in the airport in Costa Rica, going through the little, waves, lines, or whatever. And I'm scoping out everybody. I'm like, who could possibly be the airplane doing the same thing that I'm doing? Because, I play Survivor. No, somebody like, I saw a few people I thought was from like The Amazing Race or something. Nah, never showed up. So I'm looking and I was like, and I always keep my shades on whenever I travel, Jack, because I don't want people to really notice me or look at me. I'm shy. Anyway, I'm looking. I'm like, is this No. So I turn around because I don't know who's there from production. I'm thinking, they're always there watching. So I look, I was like, oh, it is Stephenie. So I take my glasses and I go like this because she's not paying attention. And I'm like doing everything, but I'm staring like laser focused on her, like, look at me.
Do you remember the guy talking to me? I had this old guy talking to me. I was probably on the show. I better pay attention to him. And he like, I'm taking notes and everything. And then I did see, and I did like a double take, and I'm like,
uh-oh.
She got excited, Jack.
An alarm on my phone that keeps going off. I don't know why. 5 o'clock alarm. I have no idea. Turn it off. And I'm on my phone. I don't. But I did do a double take, and I was like, I think that was Cirie.
Yeah.
But then they lock you down, they take your phone,
and that was it.
Out of your room, and
that
you
was
never
it.
together. And we were in a hotel room for 5 days, and then we went. That was it.
Yeah.
Now, Stephenie.
Then I got excited because I was like, "Yeah, I know somebody." Like, somebody's the same. Like, oh no,
oh no. That's exactly right. I was like just floored because I'm a Rachel fan. Yeah. I'm a Janelle fan. So I knew Stephenie was there because I saw her.
Cirie, had you met them before?
No, I met when we started the game. They had us in twos and they brought me to this person and I could see the like red hair and I was like, I know it's not. It can't be. And then I saw the I was like, it's Rachel. I was so excited. Didn't know about Janelle till we hit the beach.
No, she was with me. She had me too. But I was thinking if Cirie's here, it must be a whole cast of people. You don't even know an episode. Like you don't know anything.
Right. I thought it would be all Survivor people as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Steph.
Who they were at all.
Last year, I asked you, I was like, do you want to do Survivor again? Are you ready to come out of retirement? And you said, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to be on TV again.
Okay.
You said, she said that she was like, the kids were young and I had to be around when Kyle was playing, but now's the time. I think I'm ready to get back in. This was September of last year. So how much longer did you get the call after that?
I got the call in November.
Wow.
I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Someone listened to the podcast and heard that.
What's that? Maybe. And they started filming on my birthday. December 6th was the first filming, like 4 o'clock in the car. They're driving us this thing, and the guy's playing "Happy Birthday to you." Like,
Happy birthday! Yeah.
My Tumblr guy, I was like, and he kept like songs in a row. I'm like, okay, I got it. It's my birthday. Okay, I got it. Gotta get up here. Okay. But yeah, maybe somebody heard that. I guess I don't know because it was not so much for Survivor. Like that's a very long on out.
Well, not anymore. It's 26 days now.
Still though, after those 3 nights in the jungle, 2 nights, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm cut out for Survivor anymore.
Exactly.
I looked right at her. I was like, I don't think I could do it.
We're spoiled now.
Cirie, what's funny is she mentioned that it was her birthday. I remember texting Steph on her birthday, and I'm like, is this text ever going to get sent? I'm trying to wish you a happy birthday, and it keeps saying it's not sent.
Oh, is that what happens in the Apple world? It won't send if your phone is
Android, girl.
So with Android, let me just bring y'all over. Your text would have went through, Jack. And as soon as she turned her phone on or whatever, she would have saw your text. But that's only in the world of Android. I mean, you Apple folks, you just get left on sent. So, sorry.
First of all, not only are you lying to leave on a show, now people you're not texting the thank you for the birthday wishes back. Girl.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow. Did you eventually get his happy birthday?
Yes, I did. I got quite a few.
Which is crazy. That's my sister's birthday. My baby sister's birthday is the same day.
About that. Yeah.
And this was when's your birthday for those who don't know?
December 6th.
December 6th. So everyone message her on Instagram on December 6th. Happy birthday.
Aww.
Just like your sister, we had this talk.
We did.
Taking the grass is kind of like this. I don't know. Do you think this, Cirie? It's like being the final two on Survivor from day one.
Right?
Like who you're taking to the final two.
Exactly. It's so fast paced because you only have that short period of time to, one, identify who the person is, and then two, you can't even align. Like you can't even you don't have time enough to get together because you can't trust the person who's on.
And then really do screw the challenge up, like accidentally go like you're the snake, and then like
everything is suspicious. Everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Okay, Cirie, can you give for those who are listening who don't know what Snake in the Grass is, can you please explain how this game works?
Okay, so there's 4 contestants. You all come together in some tropical location, and one of you 4 is a saboteur, a snake. One of you is against the team, right? So one of you is a team of 1 because it's all for one and every man for himself if you're the snake, right? So you all 4 are together, and then you have to do these missions in order to get clues about who the snake is. Now, the whole time you're vibing and you're talking and you're checking everybody out and you're watching body language and you're trying to just use your gut to tell you who the snake is. But it comes along with clues if you complete the mission. So in this mission now of 4, you got 3 people that are playing to win this clue, and you got 1 person that's trying to sabotage the group to not get this clue. And the missions aren't they not like just walk over there and pick up a piece of paper type mission.
Ours were pretty tough.
I think so. Wait a minute.
Ours were way harder than that.
No, I'm gonna have to agree to disagree with you there, sister, because I've been watching, and as I watched, I said, "Whew, the gods were with me. They knew I would not be extended on this rope." Are you kidding me?
I would have loved that.
The gods are with me. They don't want me to jump out of helicopter.
That would have been a thing.
So you're doing this mission, you don't get a clue. So you get 1 clue is given to you, and then you have an opportunity to win 2 other clues. So if you blow the first mission, and then you spend a night at camp. So it's kind of like Survivor, Amazing Race, and Fear Factor. No.
Cirie's our reality TV expert. She watches all these shows.
Right. Yeah. So you can put them all together in this mini little, I don't know, production of Snake in the Grass. So then you're with these 3 people. If you're not the snake, I don't know. If you're not the snake, then your goal is to find out who the snake is, because if the snake makes it to the end and goes undetected, your team of 3 loses everything and the snake wins everything.
The vote at the end, and it has to be a
unanimous vote. It has to be. So you have several jobs. You have to suss out who the snake is. You have to try to convince at least 2 other people to vote the same way that you vote, or else the snake wins. If it's not unanimous, the snake wins. If you don't find the snake wins. So this game is really geared for the snake to have an advantage, has several advantages, because they can sabotage you during the mission. You don't know it's the snake. They can have 1 person not believe that it's them. They have an advantage. And if they're in the end and undetected, they win. So it's really a snake game.
Right.
I want to play this game. I want to be on season 2. Someone's listening to this. Get me on season 2. I'll go on. I've got some friends. I know Clarence Black from Survivor Africa. He really wants to get back on reality TV. Okay. Albert Destrade from Survivor South Pacific. He wants to get back on reality TV. Okay. Get the 3 of us and then throw in some other random wild card Survivor contestant that we don't know, and we'd be great TV.
Go on with people you don't know.
So let me ask you this, Jack. Would you want to be the snake?
Yeah, I'd do
it. Okay.
So we only have a couple minutes here, so we're gonna try to wrap things up here quickly. Okay. So we'll go lightning round on the last few questions here. Okay. With you 2 knowing each other and then not knowing the Big Brother girls, did you have a natural kinship and trust with each other? And could that be something that you had to work through to look at this thing and not be blinded by your friendship?
I would say, just like the Big Brother group, familiarity is comfort. So you automatically go to where you're familiar. But in a game like this, that works against you because I love her. I know this is my people. This is my guy. That's my girl. But your girl or couldn't be the snake. So yeah, it's a little hindering when you come in knowing the person.
Right. I immediately was so happy Cirie was there. And then when we found out what the game was, I was like,
exactly.
Hey.
Anything else that we should be on the lookout for with this show that we didn't cover today? Oh, I guess I got a question. Here. Cirie, so they call you up. What's the pitch to go on this show?
The pitch is we have the adventure of a lifetime, a scavenger hunt show that's just full of excitement.
An adventure.
Yeah. Exactly.
Gone for how long?
It was a short period of time. It was like 2 weeks. I didn't have to, I could use my vacation time for work. Didn't have to really disturb anybody there. Like, sure. Back on real, short. You don't really have to suffer like you do in Survivor. It's more of a scavenger.
Lots of money.
Yeah, and they never told us the amount either. But I guess we were easy. You're like, okay, we don't really need all the information, but we'll try it. Adventure.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
Would you two run the Amazing Race together now?
I would definitely run the Amazing Race with this one. We would probably fight a lot.
we would be freaking funny. I'll tell you that. She would keep me calm, and she
like, calm down, Stephenie.
I'd be like, Cirie, we got to move our butts. Let's
go.
Go.
She would be mad at me though. I know she would be mad. Like, come on.
I got a life vest on. I'll tell you that. Okay.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Girl.
She would look out for me. I give her that.
I would. We should do Amazing Race. That'd be good. They'd be gunning for us.
They would, and they would underestimate us, and we would kill it.
They would
kill it.
Yeah, it would be
do
great
all the
TV.
Stuff.
Yeah. You'd be like getting all the money from random people.
Yeah. Let's do it. Put it out there, Jack. Who can you talk to?
That's a good question. Someone's watching. I don't know. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know anyone at cast.
Call us, Amazing Race 2024.
Let's do it. Me and you. I'm here. Let me know early though, because I gotta start like working out or something.
I know.
2024. You're planning ahead 2 years from now.
Well, yeah. We need some time.
Well, that's when it's going to air. We're going to shoot it 2023. You know, it airs.
It sounded like Stephenie Cirie 2024.
Let's do it.
Okay, last couple things here real quick. I gave you the chance to change one thing about Survivor, Stephenie. What would it be? Modern Survivor. Have you watched it recently? No, you haven't.
Oh, me?
No, I asked Stephenie.
I thought so.
Oh, you're asking me?
Yes.
Oh, about Modern Survival? What
yeah.
There's like so many twists and turns now and coins and tokens and whatever. I can't even keep up. It's like too much going on. Like they got to go back to basics. Maybe one hidden idol. And
I agree. I'm
like,
1,000% on board.
It's like too much.
Right.
Right. I thought you meant about me. Like personally, I'm like, I don't know. Go ahead.
For me, I want to see more of the character assessment. Who is this person? Why should I watch this person? Not just because they had a coin, an idol, and a twist and this. I want to know who they are and why do I want to keep watching them?
Right.
You don't really get the personal story anymore. It's so fast paced. I'm like with Stephenie, just go back to do 1 year, back to basics. One idol.
Yeah.
Go for what you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or no idols.
Oh, can you imagine with no idols?
Imagine if they were looking for the idol the whole season, it wasn't there. That'd be so funny.
Guatemala, my second season was the first time they ever did a hidden immunity.
That's right.
They didn't do that. Yeah, on Palau.
So for my season, because I got one up per Jack, right? My first season was the first time they changed it. They smartened up. You could play the idol after the vote.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which was like money, right? But they smartened up. That was like no, it's more compelling to have you play your idol and not need it.
Right. What was that? say, back to Snake in the Grass. Our episode is going to be like the most amazing. And by amazing, I mean entertaining. I will say.
Agree.
It's going to be great.
I agree.
4 moms. We're all moms.
Yeah.
It's funny. Like funny.
Hilarity at its best. Yeah.
Really, truly. So I like, you know, you guys have got to watch because you are, if anything, we're going to make you laugh a little bit.
Exactly.
Oh, people are going to love it. Cirie, I know you watch a lot of reality TV. There needs to be a Survivor version of the Challenge All-Stars.
Wait a minute. What do you mean? It's happening right now. Pretty much.
On Snake in the Grass, yeah.
Wait a minute, what?
Okay. Have you seen the Challenge All-Stars?
Of course.
Yes. Yeah. It's people from old seasons of the Challenge.
Right.
They should do that, a Survivor season where it's basically that old school feel, and it's just like a spin-off from Survivor, and they cast all you guys. Like, bring back people from old seasons, old format.
I think that's a great idea, except anything with the word challenge in it is not appealing to me.
No. It's not the challenge. It's Survivor. But it's like the Challenge All-Stars version of Survivor.
Oh, okay.
Where they bring back a bunch of old school people with an old school feel, like the old rules with no twists and all that stuff. That's
so that would be basically, you know what that would be? A remake of Heroes versus Villains.
Yeah, they could do that.
You would have Rupert, you would have all of those.
And you guys actually run the game this time.
Gotta be people.
Do it.
People that never won before. That's all.
Matt V-Dub, you hear what Jack is saying?
Yeah. All right, guess what, guys? We got to wrap it up for an hour.
We have to wrap things up here. Zach. So, no, you're good. Follow these guys on social media. Steph, anything you want to plug here before we go?
No, just anything I'm going to put on will be on my Instagram or Facebook. So follow me and see what I'm up to over the next
Tell people what the handle is so they can follow you.
LaGrossa Kendrick is my handle, and I'll put everything on there. All my secrets will be on there. I've got
I'll repost it. And I'll share it to my story at Cirie_Fields on Instagram.
At Steph_LaGrossa_Kendrick. Cirie, anything to promote here aside from Snake in the Grass? Because we'll all be watching.
Well, there's another project coming out a little later this year that you might get to check your girl out in a little bit, something like. Just keep watching.
That's what I'm saying.
For me.
Just keep watching the Instagrams and
all to be announced.
All right, great. Thank you so much, ladies. This was a lot of fun.
Same here, Jack. Nice meeting you.
All right, y'all. That does it today for my conversation with a pair of Survivor legends. This is Survivor royalty we had on today. Stephenie Kendrick, Cirie Fields. It was awesome having them on. Make sure you follow them again on Instagram at Steph_LaGrossa_Kendrick and at Cirie_Fields. I love talking with them. That was the first time I had ever met Cirie. And I just have to say, Cirie has such a charming, infectious personality that after 5 minutes, I was like, yeah, if I was on Survivor, I would do anything that she wants me to do. she's that good. So it was great having them on, and we're going to have another conversation probably next week or maybe later this week, depending on when we get this episode out by. But we're going to have an episode soon with Janelle, Pierzina, and Reilly from Big Brother, who both were on Snake in the Grass alongside these two lovely ladies. You're going to want to catch that episode, and make sure you set your DVRs for Snake in the Grass on August 29th. It's a Monday at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 p.m. Central Time, if you're like me and you live in the Central Time Zone. If you guys like today's episode of the show, subscribe to the Jack Vita Show, wherever it is that you get your podcasts. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit subscribe. Go to our Apple Podcasts or Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio. Go to any of those feeds. Hit subscribe. You won't miss out on any of the great content that we have coming for you as well. If you ever want to catch the video episodes, if you're listening to the audio only, you can do so on youtube.com/JackVita or on my Facebook page, facebook.com/Jack Vita Show. And I'm also on Twitter and Instagram at Jack Vita Show. No spaces, all one word, at Jack Vita Show on both of those platforms as well. We're going to have some more great content coming soon. And until next time, I'm Jack Vita, bringing the dancing lobsters.